Good morning, fourth graders. We're just about the end of chapter 2 in our social studies book. Quick review. Here was the introduction page. Here are all the words. Remember, you're viewing this book online. In order to find it online, you have to go to the TCI under Clever, and then you can work on these with flashcards on your computer. These will be what's on your test. This week, Thursday, we'll be having our social studies test. Some of the things that we worked on in quick review is we worked on different ways of finding our location. We can use maps. On our maps, we have what's called our compass rose. Make sure you take a look at that to prepare for your test. We also have on maps the map scale or the map key. The map scale is always located usually towards the bottom of the map, and it can tell you how far these different places are. And a big blow-up map like this covers a little bit longer miles. And then a smaller one, this was just a map of just this little part of this island, then a little smaller scale. The map key will always tell you different things that are on the map. For example, cities, states, airports, and highways. There's your compass rose. We also said that another place to find your location on the globe is by using lines of latitude and lines of longitude. Remember, the lines of latitude run east and west, but they measure north and south like you would climb up or down a ladder. Lines of longitude go the long way longitude, and they measure east and west. The middle line for the lines of latitude is the equator. That's where the earth is thickest. And closer to the equator is closer to the sun, so usually means a hotter climate. The line that cuts the earth vertically is called the prime meridian. We have this global grid when you put all the lines of latitude and all the lines of longitude together. There are also special purpose maps, and we took a look at a few of those. This one here actually shows you the elevation. We looked at ones for population and for elevation, as well as the density. The next thing we did is we just said that the United States itself is divided into 5 regions. And then we studied each of those. We spent 1 day per region as you made your little study booklet. We have the Northeast, the Southeast, the region that we live in that's pretty exciting, the Midwest. Last week you also looked at the Southwest, which has not very many states, but a large area because the states are fairly large. And the last one that you studied on Friday was the West. I think they could call it the Northwest, but they call it the West. Today, we want to take a look at regions of your own state. New Jersey's government hired geographers to create a map like this. It shows high and low places as well as regions. You can find similar maps on government webpage, which are usually reliable sources. So they did it for New Jersey. Our lesson will be about New Jersey, but just think about it as you would if you were in Wisconsin. You have read about the regions of the United States. A region is an area with common features that set it apart from other areas. In your state, there may be a region with mountains or valleys. Other regions may be in the ocean or a river. Knowing your state's regions can help you understand how natural features affect the people who live there. I don't know if you know, but Wisconsin has many lakes and many rivers. And a lot of our first settlers to Wisconsin started their settlements along rivers. Did you know Milwaukee was started along Lake Michigan as well as the Milwaukee River? To explore different regions in your state, first make a large outline of your state. Gather sources that can help you label your map with physical features and region names. These sources might include maps from books or online. For example, if you live in New Jersey, you might find a map and use of photographs of the New Jersey State Government webpage. On your map, label major bodies of water, mountains, and other big landforms. Label your neighboring states. Label your communities on the map. Add any additional features that you know about. So you can see that New Jersey does this. So here are the states that are near New Jersey. You got New York down here, and Pennsylvania to the west, and Delaware to the south. You can see that New Jersey borders the Atlantic Ocean. If we were putting Wisconsin here, we would have Lake Michigan here, and Lake Superior here, and Michigan on this side, and Minnesota over here. If you probably know to the south of Wisconsin, you have Illinois. Now label the regions of your map. In New Jersey, the regions are called valleys and ridges. Valley and ridge region. Highland, Piedmont, and coastal plain. The region name comes from the state's landforms such as mountains, valleys, plateaus of Piedmont, and waterways. Regions and their people. This is an amazing picture. You see this waterway here, and of course they're in the Atlantic Ocean, so they will ship goods to all sorts of other places from here. Every year, more than 600,000 containers arrive at Port Newark in the Piedmont region. They travel on ships, trucks, and trains. They take products all over the world. So these containers are kind of like semi-trucks, the back of semi-trucks, except for they don't have their own wheels. So they can be picked up and put on a boat. They can be picked up and put on a train. They can be picked up and put on a truck. Ships, trucks, and trains. Now, let's use your map to learn how people live in the region. Read about your state's regions in books and in the internet articles. For each region, answer questions that help you understand how the region's features affect the people who live there. Are there mountains, farmlands, forests, lakes, and rivers? So if you're thinking about Wisconsin, obviously we got lakes and rivers. But did you know that up north, much of it is called the North Woods? And it's called the North Woods because it's covered with forests up there. We have many people that rely on these forests for their occupation. They cut down the trees and they use it at paper mills. Wisconsin produces not only a lot of lumber from the wood, but also a lot of paper. Down in the south of the state, we don't have as many trees, so we have lots of farmland. If you would travel outside of Milwaukee, you wouldn't have to travel far. You'd see that there's vast flat land with lots of, especially this time of the year, corn or soybeans planted there. Is it near an ocean or inland? What do your people do for a living? Do they use the land for fun activities? In New Jersey, for example, people in the Piedmont region build highways, railways, and shipping docks by the Atlantic Ocean. Transportation near this body of water affect jobs. Many people work at jobs that move products over land and water. The coastal plain region includes New Jersey's shore by the Atlantic Ocean. People build boardwalks. That's a dock that'll go way out into the water, so you can walk out there. We have those right here in Milwaukee, down by the marina. And amusement parks by the shore. They enjoy the sandy beaches. Write a few paragraphs about your region. Tell how natural features affect how people live. Share this information with your classmates. We're not going to do any of those assignments today. We just kind of talk through it as we thought about where we live here in Wisconsin. Some of the exciting things that we do here in Wisconsin include using our rivers and lakes. A lot of people this summer have been taking up the new sport of kayaking. In fact, for a while there on the news, you could hear that there was a shortage of kayaks because so many people couldn't go to State Fair or go to Summerfest because those things were canceled, that a lot of people took to our waterways, whether it was boats or kayaks or canoes. We have a lot of waterways here in Wisconsin, especially here in Milwaukee with Lake Michigan. Those are some of the fun activities that people do here in the state. I bet you can think of others. Today, you do not have any assignment for social studies besides reading these 2 pages on our video. So no work, you may check it off and mark it as done. God bless your day.